And thus ends probably the most requested show in recent memory for my channel, ReZero. And man, that was a really good way to end the series. Like, I know I actually looked up after I finished recording. There are still there's still chapters in, I guess it's light novels, not manga, but yeah, with some of that stuff, it feels like they wrapped this up well enough that I'm okay without anything going on after that. It wasn't a very anime-ish ending. It wasn't bravery or courage or whatever, and it wasn't, like Soul Eater. It wasn't, really weird and kind of went off track. It stuck really well to the story that it had laid out, and it completed that story and it ended. And I'm totally fine if that's what they intended and that's just how it's going to be, because God, that was so awesome. So the breakdown. So after all of this, the fight with Julius, Subaru, and Betelgeuse ended with Betelgeuse getting stabbed, his body getting stabbed. He went to possess Subaru, and Subaru essentially, there's a gnat. Subaru essentially said, I can return by death or whatever. And by doing that, the witch actually was able, who sounded like Amelia. I don't know. I should check the credits, but it sounded like she was actually voiced by the same voice actress as Amelia. I'm not sure. Somebody let me know in the comments. She appeared and actually swatted Betelgeuse out of Subaru's body and back into his own dying body. And because of that, Julius stabbed Betelgeuse through the heart, killed him, or so we thought. And then we realized after all that was done, they made it back to the village, and apparently some stone, Subaru threw a stone during the fight that exploded, and apparently a lot of those, I think, were packed into one of the wagons. And it just so happened to be, of course, the wagon that the children and Amelia were in. So, yeah, so he had to, so Otto, the wagon guy who we've now met 3 times, he ended up being the one who rushed Subaru to the wagon group and was able to save Amelia. But before that, they came across this really deformed spirit nastiness thing that was Betelgeuse's remainder of his body or whatever, that was attacking the wagon. And for some reason, when Subaru threw the gospel out at Betelgeuse's body, when one of the hands grabbed it, it pulled him back away from it. And then, of course, Subaru punched him in the face and wrote something in the book. I don't know what he wrote. Somebody let me know what he wrote, because I have no idea what he wrote. And yeah, essentially Betelgeuse's end came by getting caught in a wagon wheel. Kind of anticlimactic. I would have thought that getting crushed by a rock was more his style, but sure, wagon wheel of death. Let's do that. And then afterwards, Subaru threw, he found the things, the rocks or whatever, and threw them into the remains of the white whale, thus further destroying the white whale's body. And after all that, the explosion was enough to knock him back and really mess him up. And he woke up with Amelia letting him use her lap as a pillow again, and essentially fully confessed his love for her, and that made her really happy. It was a very emotional scene. It was very well done. Every single moment of it had me just enraptured. And man, Subaru is a smooth talking man. I tell you what, he knows how to talk to the ladies. He just knows how to do it. And that was it. That was the series. He basically saying that he was going to stay with Amelia forever, and by staying with her forever, doing everything to make her fall head over heels for him. And that was it. That was the series. That was the ending episode. I actually really liked it. Apparently it's very controversial. People liked it, people hated it. I loved it. It was great. and I feel like that if they didn't, if that's just it, that's great. I'm okay with that. So yeah, that was it. Head on over and watch the reaction to it if you want to see what I did. And yeah, see you guys in the next series.